Welcome to another episode of VibeCheck, where we check the vibe of theatre makers through the use of music. I am here today with a phenomenal actor and friend, Kai Shaw.
What's happening? To my left, you already know who it is. It's Ben Kwashi, leader, founder of New Theatre, well, one of the many co-founders. But the guy, the main one, you know who it is.
Thank you very much. And we have our regular co-host and co-editor-in-chief, Aruna Jallo, who gets batted up by his sisters over cereal.
What?
This one.
Is it? Cool, say no more. It was 1-0. You were getting me back from the last one, innit?
Yeah.
You sneak this thing. That's what it was. You sneak this thing. So.
That's what it is.
And who we joined by today,
we have a very special guest in the building today. You may have seen it in Barbershop Chronicles, Babaseki's Wives, Tree. We have Patrice Naiambana.
Lovely to have you, man. Lovely to have you. How are you doing today?
I'm all right. Thank you very much for having me on. It's a great day. The sun is out. We thank God for life.
Amen.
Yes. Another day.
Yeah, man.
Cool.
It's another day.
Cheeks still hurt. So.
Yeah, what the people didn't see is the whole situation between Patrice and Aruna's dad.
They're good friends, by the way. They're good friends. So
they're good friends.
Aruna's dad came in on smoke on the camera.
We love it. Fantastic. All right. Let's jump straight in.
Let's go.
So, of course, you already know how this works. We ask our guests to send us in 4 songs. The first one, of course, is their most recently listened to song, and that for Patrice was
War No More Trouble, the live version by Bob Marley and the Wailers.
Of course. So, Patrice, how come you've been listening to that song recently? What is that about that song?
Well, I don't want to have to start shouting slogans, but
It's that kind of show, man. Shout
your
truth.
truth.
Shout your truth.
No, but that song says a lot right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Until the philosophy which holds one race superior and another inferior is finally and permanently and totally discredited and abandoned. You know, those are serious words, man. And it takes us to the heart of the matter.
Yeah.
You know, so I guess because there's so many opinions and so many levels, so many angles, so much good stuff as well. But that for me, when I listened to that, you know, it was just like, okay, really, he said it. First and second class citizens. Do we really have to have that? You know? So it just made me think about what my role is and what I could do in terms of as an artist, because that's what Bob came out with as an artist. That was his response to what he saw going on all the way back then, you know? So,
do you feel like what you have been doing and what you've been a part of contributes to that?
I think that I've deliberately gone out to seek people, experiences, histories that would make contributions, yes, or that are making contributions. Because you have to learn from somewhere, you know, you have to humble yourself and get close to an experience that can teach you how to make contributions, first of all, you know. Do you know what I mean? And the challenges along the way, you know. You have to learn from people of like minds, like spirit, good faith people. Yeah. So I would say, I have. That's what I set out to do from the age of like 22. That's what I'm still doing.
Wow.
That's big. Yeah, that's big, and it's inspirational as well. And you're a musician yourself, obviously. So like, how much have you drawn on music lately to kind of help you not only contribute but also to kind of help you deal with the situations that have arisen lately?
When you say musician, I I look to learn, or I'm interested in instruments that are part of what I would say ancestral memory, because those instruments, there's a story behind that, there's a culture behind that, there's a way of doing things, there's amazing stories behind. Do you know what I mean? So I approach music that way, and then I just try my best around. But but recently I've been using this little traditional thumb piano.
What are
Because
they called again? Sorry, for those that.
well, this one is called a condi. Condi.
D.
Yeah, this one's earlier. But there are many different types of thumb pianos right across the continent. This is just one of them. It's just metal prongs that have been sculpted into a thin shape with a box as a resonator. And so recently I've been just moving around my room by myself, just playing it.
Hey, come on.
So I've been moving around, So it just, I just grab it myself in my room or in my garden, and I just move around and create a little, you know what I'm saying? Just get in my own space, meditate like that. Yeah. So that's what
Thank you very much. That's the vibe check first, the live performance on the podcast.
You're watching this, you better step your game up now.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Let's move on to what we like to call the song selection section. This is the part of the show where our guest sends us in 3 songs as answers to any one of 9 questions. There's no questions. Yeah. The first song, which is a fan favorite of mine actually, is I Believe by Marley Music. I'm going to say this as well on camera now, yeah. Patrice's song selection has been the hardest for me to personally guess. So if I get a point out of any of these 3, I'm going to be guessed. I want to say this is a song that inspires you. I don't know, but that was my first instinct, so I'm gonna stick with it.
I've got the same as well. Something that inspires you.
I've got the same. I got the exact same as well.
At least if we're all wrong, it's okay.
You define.
Patrice, what was the answer?
Oh, am I supposed? Okay. Yeah. It's my turn. You are all totally right.
Yeah.
Come on, man. That was quite straightforward. Come on.
It was.
I'd be surprised
I hope so.
No, because his words, the lyrics, man.
Yeah.
The lyrics, he's the guy's talking about what inspires him.
It's true.
Do you know what I mean? Through it all, there's like a spiritual dimension to everything.
How important is spirituality to you in the work that you do and the work that you create?
It is very important because that's how I try and make decisions by listening to God, try to get a direction because there's so many, especially in our business, it's very unpredictable, etc., etc. If I didn't have faith, man, I don't know how. You have to have faith because yeah. So it's important in that way, and also talking and engaging with other people of faith as well. That's very nourishing. It leads to how other people are applying their faith and what they're going through. Yeah.
I would say like when I've worked with you, when we was working in the Arcola Theatre, and there was a song that you made us sing about the sun. When the sun is up, your problems are there, but when the sun goes, your problems go.
Oh, yeah.
We're singing that
together. Yeah.
That was very uplifting for me. That felt very there was an energy beyond the room, like beyond us, that entered, and it's you saying that you speak to God and you speak to people that nourish you in that element. I feel like you bring that in your work and what you do, and it becomes very enriching for those that are part of it.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, absolutely. The way you do that is because obviously, because a room could be full of people of different faiths or no faiths, right? But one thing is we always start trying to be a group, be a village, be an ensemble, do exercises where we hear each other laugh, hear each other sing. Do you know what I mean? Which is a way of living in faith. It's a way of having gratitude in the room. A way of bonding us all together. You don't just come with your talent and I'm this, I'm good, and yes, I was on TV, you know. Well, I've got a BAFTA, you know. Well, I've actually been on red carpet. If you, you know, you know what I'm saying? You just take it to person, doing our best to engage and open with each other, and for that you need a certain level of gratitude in the room. And one way we do that, a lot of cultures do that, especially ours, is to sing together or dance together, you know, create rhythm, beat together, you know, in a uplifting way. So we did that with Tree, and like when we did the, we'd take half an hour, singing and dancing, before we start anything. Wow. That's what we did. Before the day starts, half an hour. And anybody can bring any music they want. So it might be your turn today. You bring 3 tracks, 4 tracks of whatever you want to play. And everyone's just like, yeah.
That's so good.
You know. The next day it'll be somebody else's turn. 30 minutes. You put your back down. Yeah. You know.
That's great.
Then we would hold hands. We would hold hands, you know, and have a few thoughts, and then we will start the day.
That's great. Did anyone bring in a track one day that everyone was just sort of like, nah, I'm not feeling this one? Or was it did anyone bring in a track like one day and the room was sort of like, nah, not this one?
No, because you could do whatever you wanted to do in the space. So you could stretch, you could sit down, you could lie down, you could, do you know what I mean? You could respond in exactly. You know what I mean? If you were stretching, or if you want to move, it was just that sometimes there were just tracks where people had to just that moment get down. Like somebody would suddenly bring in some James Brown, you know, like just imagine like 9:30 in the morning.
That's a brilliant energy to bring into the room.
You know what I'm saying? 9:30 in the morning. You can't just go. You have to get down. So I do that in my practice. I do that. Do a lot of being together just as people, you know, and then we can approach our art.
Sick. Right, let's move on. The second song was Soweto Blues featuring Putuma by Hugh Masekela.
This track.
This was a big one. I'm very happy you said this, because now I have it in my library. And I'll listen to it regularly. I'm saying it's a shower song, because this is the type of song I listen to in the shower, but from what we've learned from previous episodes, that I might be having weird showers. It's a very different type of music. But yeah, what are you man saying?
God. For me, I feel like it's a song that's helped you creatively.
Ooh, okay. A song that reminds you of your last production.
That's also a good shout.
What is the final answer?
Shall I go? Shall I say?
Yeah.
The song reminds me of my last production.
Yeah.
Florida?
And that production was Tree.
Okay.
And Tree was set in South Africa.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, the whole issue of land and sovereignty and the challenges. And this song was about a series of demonstrations and protests led by black school children in South Africa.
Okay.
It was an incredible moment, man. And that's what began the whole, right, apartheid has to come down.
Wow.
You guys got to check that out. Yeah, the kids came out. The kids just said, that's it. And if you look at the words of the song, it's about the government saying that you can't speak any African languages in school. Wow. It was part of the Education Act. And there'd been obviously, as you know, a series of, you know, fightbacks, pushbacks concerning the apartheid regime. And then they came out with this, and eventually the kids just said, no, that's it, that's enough. But they were met by force and violence in a serious way, you know. And so as we were going through the research, that song just reminds me. And Hugh Masekela is a very amazing figure in that whole narrative. And then Miriam Makeba before her, she was singing that song before. Now, what's interesting about these people, that even if you spend 4 minutes on these names, you will see so much like history to learn from these people in terms of where we are now. Do you know what I mean? And this happened in living memory, you know. I was like, 76. So I was like 16.
Wow.
And that was the news. That was the news then. Yeah. So that was what you are seeing now. We went through that then, you know, because it went all around the world. It was big news.
I think it's so easy for like our generation, my kind of Arena's generation, to think, especially because where we live in London as well, to think that how far things have progressed from issues that were like you're saying in living memory from so days, but then certain things happen, and like the spark for the recent protests being George Floyd's murder, it just kind of ignites and reminds you that we're not as far forward as you think we are, and we've got so much there's so much more work to do, so much more people to change their viewpoint, change their mindset. But we forget that there's generations that have done this already. They've experienced, they've gone through the same things that we're doing now, that they were doing when they were our age. And I suppose, like, what do you have any advice for our generation about like what we as a community are dealing with and how we can best use ourselves?
I'm just going to respond as an artist, you know, or storyteller, and that is to really see how we can value memory, because if you don't know what happened last year, and do you know what I mean, or 10 years ago or 15 years ago, if you don't understand a route or a journey or a river, because a lot of good things happened in that time, a lot of strategies, a lot of resilience, a lot of, do you know what I mean, in those times. So we can learn from those. We can learn from that. But if you don't know, do you know what I mean? You know, we have disposable humanity, therefore disposable memory. I think that's the first thing, just, you know, go into memory and like I've just told you this, it'll take you 10 minutes to go, whoa, wow. And also the songs, the music, the creativity of that time, the poetry of that time, the place of art at that time, the function of art at that time. You know, it was a vital motor in the whole quest for social change, transformation, and justice, and so on. Had a big part to play. So we can learn from that and be inspired by that, and then apply those lessons. Do you know what I mean? At where you are at. Do you know what I mean? With whatever you have at your disposal.
All right.
Yeah,
No,
go on.
carry on. Go on.
I was
carry
gonna
on,
say,
carry on.
well, that's why you've got figures like your most recent Bob Marley at a time where his voice, his music was so important in uniting the diaspora. I'd say, so many different movements, so many. Well, I guess all the same movement for peace and for us to achieve peace, for us to just be to be able to be and exist. Is what I guess we're still fighting for now. And it's music like Bob Marley, Fela Kuti, that stay with us still to this day. And we have people like Burna Boy, who is of our generation, but uses Fela Kuti as a blueprint to push out messages and unite the diaspora.
Yeah, there's so much out there. You're right. But for me, one thing I take from Bob Marley is his approach to community, to helping people, to using his whatever material, whatever he gained. Bob Marley used to have people come up. He used to have surgeries. Like, what do you need? Okay, what business do you want? Okay, how much would you need? Do you know what I mean? And then he would just give them the money. I mean, just give you. Say, oh, 2,000, 1,000. What are you going to do with it? All right, plant 1 acre. Okay, all right, fine. So let's say if you got a plant, you know what I mean? And he would just give them the money. I love that. I love that. Yeah, I love that. So, I mean, I'm not saying he was such a god or anything, but what I'm saying is I can learn something from that freedom fighter's journey, He did the songs, he did great music that lasted. But then there was a particular way he lived his life in relation to his art, and people around him. And, okay, I'm having this success. Why should it just be me?
Because that's the thing. We've got a lot of capitalist mindset in terms of we're just up, and then that's like once we're good, that's it, we're good, and we don't spread out that money. Or I say we, but there's people that are just richer than me that don't spread out the money or feed the community.
There's also people who do. And we just need to find those people, find those like-minded people. Be visible. Let good faith be visible to good faith. They're out there. It's just, we need to know who we are, engage, see if we can collaborate, and do you know what I mean? And take it on. There's so much going on. You just don't hear about it in the bad news complex. There's good news out there. Really.
All right. Let's move on to your third and final song, which is Good People by Victor Wooten, which is a song that I'm very happy you've introduced me to, because it's dope as hell. I don't know. I feel like this is a song that relates to how you first got into theatre or first got into the industry.
That's what I've said as well. Yeah.
I said your theme song.
Ooh.
Patrice. This is my go to the shower song, man.
Okay. Oh, interesting. Why is this a shower song? See, it's just perpetuating the thing.
Because I work on so many projects and I'm constantly doing stuff. As soon as I wake up, I could just start writing or to finish that literally. So I need some energy in the room to get me up. And get me in that shower so I can move to the next level of consciousness. And if you listen to the song and then the words and everything and just the bass and that drum, the funk in it, it's like you can't just listen, you can't just go.
This is what I'm saying. You guys, when we have other people saying, "Yeah, this is my shower song," you guys are picking slow songs. I'm like, this is not shower music. You need, let's go up and at 'em.
Because there's getting to the shower, there's having the shower, then there's There's after.
After shower party.
Moisturising time.
After shower vibe, man. And after shower vibe, getting dressed, check if you need, check your, it's all like I'm getting ready to go out as a good person to meet good people. That's what the song is about. You know, it's a whole warm up to the day, man.
Yeah.
You now got me rethinking my whole morning process. I might have to have like a whole morning playlist just to for different.
Yeah. Oh yeah, people. If there's anybody out there that maybe suffers from low mood, do you know what I mean? Do this in the morning, man. You know. Yeah, change the energy around your room, change the atmosphere, electrify the atmosphere in your room. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And let it affect your body, and then get up.
A good start to a day just changes the whole day.
Ready for the day. Yes.
I would live in your house.
I would live in your
house.
You know what I mean?
You know, you get militant on yourself, man. Yeah, if you have low mood, you have to attack it. You go from low to medium, then go to high.
I support this message.
This message is sponsored by Play's Playlist. Alright. So on to the final song of the episode, which Patrice thankfully didn't have to pick himself. We picked it for him. The song we chose for him was Legacy by Jay-Z. I want to dive straight into your thoughts about this song, Patrice. What did you think about this song when you first?
The ice cream van in someone's house.
That's me.
Okay. I can't just not address that.
I was trying to skate past it, but I respect.
Sorry, carry on. Yeah, carry on.
I love it. Get your dad to start again. Ice cream van, then you put it down in the background. Experimental podcasting, man. It's great. No, I mean the whole thing about generational wealth is come on, you know. That's it. Because at the heart of any community, you know, to flourish, human flourishing, you know, we've got to be able to sustain ourselves economically, you know, do you know what I mean? And we have to generate that, and it has to be sustainable, so we can have sustainable livelihoods. Do you know what I mean? A 3-year-old comes into an environment, and that 3-year-old knows, wow, I've got a chance, I can grow, you know? Do you know what I mean? From 2, every human being should just have that opportunity. Why not? Do you know what I'm saying? But communities are going to have to do it themselves. We can't be looking all outside. We have to do it. Local to local, you know, and that generation. So it spoke to me.
Like recently, we've seen a lot more education for Black people and South Asian people. Ice cream van's back. About finances and how finances work. I think that's so positive to the point where, like, so yesterday, before we recorded this, was Black Pound Day, and people were encouraged to spend money in Black-owned businesses and for Black-owned products. And it's interesting to see, there were a lot. It gave a voice to a lot more of those businesses, which was great. But there was this weird. It kind of helped dissolve. There's a narrative of like, oh, Black shops are for Black people, which isn't. It should never be the case. And I think that's really positive change to see, because it's helping, again, get that money to where
exactly
it needs to be.
And also really try and enhance the entrepreneurial genius that exists amongst young people. You know, do you know what I mean? It's there. You know, you invent things. You can learn coding, and you can earn money from coding and invent and make things from your house. There's so many easily accessible markets now in Africa, for instance. And all you need to, you know, where it's okay to do, it's easy to do. There's not a lot of government red tape and stuff like that. You just need to open yourself to those potential opportunities, you know. And they don't all need relocation either. I'm just saying there's just different sort of angles to the whole sustainable livelihoods and having flourishing economies within. And we're going to have to start thinking like that because who knows what's coming in the next 5 years? They've been printing £1 trillion a month. Print. Uncle Boris has been. Uncle Boris has been printing money in his backyard. Printing money. You know, then his cabinet ministers come with wheelbarrow and they take it to the banks at night when you are all sleeping. They do things. You don't know what's going on fiscally in the world behind the scenes. No. While we're all protesting, they are doing things. And so we're gonna have to start getting like that. Getting
creative with it.
Yeah. Hey, you just watch. Of course.
There's so many more tools now as well nowadays for people to make stuff. Like just through generations, everyone's made stuff and it's been passed down. There's so many more tools nowadays for us to create something and help. Yes, create money for yourself, but do something that helps give back as well. And I think you're seeing so many more people utilize that, which is so positive.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, and we should seek those things out, big them up, and tell people. Is that your dad?
That's not me. That's not me. Those
are my housemates. Everyone is just trying to make noise today.
It's been an episode with 10 guests.
Oh, right. No problem. I mean, we just have to accept that. That's life.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying that, you know, the more we know of those type of energies that are doing great things, the more inspiring communities will be. You know, communities have to talk to each other now. You know, artists have to talk to each other because we are from communities, especially artists. We are from communities, so we are. Or if you're some kind of communicator, you know, we are the conduit, we are the bridge to different worlds, to different communities. You know, and so we have to make that inter-community, intercultural corridors flow with ideas and energy. You know, it's not about politics. It's just about how we're going to do this, guys. You know.
Definitely.
Wow. I big ups once again to Patrice, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's been an absolute pleasure, man.
Lovely to speak to you. It's been a great
Thank you very much. Great to talk to you guys. Wonderful program. I hope you guys just run it till you
That's
have
the plan.
Till you
have white beard like me.
Yeah, we soon come. Dude. I don't know about Arena, but we soon come. We soon come.
Great, keep it going, man. Good stuff.
Lovely. Thank you very much.
Is there anything you want to plug? Like any?
I just sort of tying in from artists that inspired me. I mentioned Bob, but there's others like Sona Jobate. She's a kora player and classically trained and everything, and great artist. But she's just started an academy in the Gambia, and it's a school. Right? But music and culture is as important as any other, like the academic side. In fact, it's like the center of the school. So that's so she's gone there and they're building the houses. They've done a junior development class, and now they're looking to move into great thing. If people want to volunteer or anything, you can. Gambia is a great place. There's a lot to learn, and do you know what I mean? So people like her. I would look out for people like that, encourage them, and find out what they're doing, learn from them, and offer your own services as well.
Okay,
definitely.
Thank you.
Right. Thank you very
much. There's your dad as well, but you know.
Yeah.
Well, I could talk for 4 hours on just the amazing stuff that your dad is doing, but he's another artist as well. Giving back big time. The stuff that he's done back home in Sierra Leone is off the scale.
Yeah.
Things that governments should be doing, he's doing. Okay.
Pick up Faridah's dad.
Really that every time.
Yeah.
Sensei, yes, I need that money, give me knowledge.
And tell him
She
to.
gon' grab the stick and keep on riding like a Segway.
That's the side out.
Somehow my love is still beating, but it's intangible. Wow, fuck the long shit, keep it simple. I can't change my energy, can't fake it. When I'm with you, I feel I can fly. 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 Yeah. And if this goes and we fall into stasis, not rugby, you won't tackle my pride. Fat pride. Wow, pride. Wow, pride. Wow, let's go.